So welcome back, here we are at Ryder's Green. We've got some interesting information to tell you about something called the Haynes Branch Canal that went somewhere down the back and then further down to what is now the Sheepwash Nature Reserve. So this short canal runs southwest for nearly a mile to reach this site of various collieries and brickworks, industry which has left a legacy of flooded extraction pits, now known as the Balanced Lake in the Sheepwash Nature Reserve. But we can just see there some really cool photos of the branch going all the way down, leading to the Sheepwash Nature Reserve. But it's amazing to see how much the Black Country has really changed with the canals, because many years ago, you look at a canal like this going all the way down to Walsall itself, there used to be off branches. Many of them are actually now derelict. I'm going to go show you one of them today. And one branch goes all the way to the bottom. Some signs of the canal are actually still there, so I can't wait to show you. But let's go and journey all the way down, we've got more to explore. So this next part of the video takes us all the way down the Walsall Canal to look at Moorcroft Junction, evidence of an old canal branch that went further down to meet to another canal section, now derelict, but parts of it are actually still there. We might also look at other branches such as the Gospel Oak branch and evidence if it's actually still there. Here we are onto another section of canal. Just right away in front goes all the way to Walsall, and that way is the Tyne Valley Canal meeting up to the Russell Junction right away to the bottom. It's a special place, this one. I really do find it interesting because many years ago there was much more things around it. It's really changed. By looking at the old Ordnance Survey maps, we can just see there used to be loads around here. We've got Gold Hill Ironworks, we've even got off junctions just by the side. We've got the Toll End branch that goes all the way to Tipton. We've got another one right away here, and that one's actually Lower Ocker Hill branch going all the way down. Part of it is actually still there, just right away in the corner, used for mooring boats today. And going further down, there used to be much more, going right away to the bottom, brickworks, ironworks, and going even further up, I can imagine there's even more industry. But let's go and journey further down the Walsall Canal, and let's go and show you those off-branch sections, which are really interesting. So right, we've made it to the other branch going all the way down the bottom called the Gospel Oak branch, which is right away down there. And it's a really interesting part of the canal line because many years ago there's so much history from mines, little bits of areas right away down the back. A lovely bloke told me about some pit banks somewhere over that far back corner and the horses back in the old days. But just right around the corner here used to be some off branches going right away in. You had a goods inn, which is a station right away over there. There used to be some very old coal shafts just onto that far back corner on that side. So when I get down to that, I will show you. But the canal keeps going all the way down and keeps on going to some place called Gospel Oak, where I can imagine back in those days there's probably much more industry. Can just see against the old Ordnance Survey maps, Lower Wood Colliery, even more Willingsworth furnaces and even more old coal shafts with Willingsworth Colliery right away to the back over there. So I believe the bridge what we're on at the moment is called Wiggins Mill Bridge, and this one actually dates to 200 to 300 years old. It's really old, that I've been told by somebody. But just imagine when the Industrial Revolution was happening, all the horses that was towing things all the way across here with the boats. How many people walked over this bridge in its lifetime? I mean, the brick walls going right away to the back and very, very old. I've just noticed, speaking to that bloke, the wall's been chipping away slowly. So you can just definitely tell how old these walls really are. I mean, when I was speaking to that bloke, this just fell off by its own right onto the floor. So you can see the walls are chipping away very slowly over time, decaying. We can just see we've got the Gospel Oak branch, and right away there, if I zoom in, we've got another off branch going right away in to where the station was, right away to the back. Let's go down the towpath down there and quickly go and show you that one, and I will show you the Gospel Oak branch going right away through. So right, here's evidence of the old loading wharf going right away to the bottom. If I zoom in carefully, you can just see little bits of evidence of water going right away to the back. And all this land where the horses are was the station stretching all the way across. It's all derelict land today with the modern railway going right away above. There is actually a train coming. I think that is actually the metro, I believe. And then right away to the back we've got the Gospel Oak branch going right away to the bottom. So I was correct, it actually still remains there, just right around to the corner. And we've got the very old bridge right away. So many years ago the boats used to come right away under to go to the loading wharf where goods were sent onto the trains many years ago from all the old industries. But panning all the way down, we can just see the very old chains sticking out the sides. Look at those. And the old side walls right away down the bottom. Definitely dates to the 1800s, I'd probably say 1865 or way above that. But it's definitely old. How many years would it still be standing? Because right on top of it, you just see where all the brick has just decayed over time. The bottom areas there, as we can just see. But yeah, quite cool seeing this one. Let's go and journey all the way down to the Moorcroft Junction, which is only a little bit further down. So right, this is it. This is the Moorcroft Junction going all the way to the bottom. This is evidence of a very old branch leading all the way down. Part of it is actually derelict. And all this years ago was all overgrown, and you couldn't see right away to the bottom, speaking to another bloke who said they've cleared this recently. But it's really cool viewing all the way down to where the canal used to go all the way through. And then further down there is a place called Moxley. And I might go even further on if you've got a bit of time. But the junction what I'm interested in is this one going all the way down there. So let's go and cross the very old bridge and let's go and get to the other side. It's like I say, on the canals in the Black Country, there's so much stuff you can look at. You can spend days, even more days, trying to find history because it's just endless. There's so much of it. But I mean, with off branches like that is where the Industrial Revolution was happening, because all factories that was down there were loading of goods as well. But it's just so cool to look at because it just reminds people of the old industrial days to when those canals were even used. That's why those canals are pretty much derelict, because there's no purpose for them. It serves no use anymore because all the factories have gone. The only lines what I'm using for the modern day narrowboats coming all the way up and down. But that is really cool to see part of the Walsall Canal what we've never explored. Right, this one's a bit of a strange one. Look at the pipe going all the way across. And there we go, we've got the Walsall Canal just to the far back corner. So if we carefully get down here, you can just see the very old bridge wall right away to the back if I zoom in. And then you've got the very old towpath leading all the way down. This one possibly dates to the 1800s as well, to when this canal branch was even used. But it keeps on extending, this area there goes even further that way. But the bit what we want to stick to is the canal siding going all the way down to the bottom. So right, here we are, going even further down. You can just see the canal off branch section right away there. We've got water going all the way down to where the locks meet at the bottom. But I will get the old Ordnance Survey maps up one more time and show you some really cool stuff. I've just noticed there's even more things over there. So I'm guessing many years ago there was tons of industry, because I can just see bits of brick sticking up. Lots of like hilly areas right away over the back. So right, that's actually what I'm looking at right away over there. We can just see tons of rock. If I zoom in, there's so much of it and lots of back areas going right away down. I'm not too sure what that is there because it looks like it goes underneath. It's pretty cool to see that. I think this is actually a nature reserve stretching all the way to the back. So right, the bit what I showed you over there, that is actually a very old coal mine. So that's actually why there's lots of bricks sticking up, a lot of coaly areas. Pan around one more time to show you. It's a big massive land or derelict. Perfect place for wildlife and different things to inhabit in all that area with all the trees. I bet it's nice over there. I'm actually going to come down on the bus and try and walk all this way, so I might actually come back to this because we can't take a bike in there. But I believe this is actually a very old photo of what possibly the coal mine would have looked like right away to the back, with a big massive stack and a big massive pumping station. Very old. And the canal section what we're on is called Bradley Branch. So the Bradley Branch or Bradley Locks Branch was a short canal of the Birmingham Canal Navigations in West Midlands. It says completed in 1849, it included 9 locks and had a number of basins which enabled it to serve local collieries and industrial sites. But you can just see the canal stretching all the way down, possibly served the uses for this coal mine that was right over the back, so maybe there was another off branch section for a loading wharf. But going even further down, it says there the locks were unusual as they had a single gate at both ends rather than double gates at the bottom end. The route closed in the 1950s and the top 7 locks were covered over and landscaped. So we can just see this canal line's been derelict since the 1950s. But it's pretty much really cool to see all the water what stretches all the way down for a lost part of the Birmingham Canal Navigations. But it just keeps on going, so the bit what I'm interested in is the locks going right away to the bottom. So right, here we are further down the Bradley branch itself. We can just see the canal still comes all the way down a little bit, and I believe this is actually one of the locks stretching all the way up. Got another little section right away here where a little bit of water trickles all the way through to the very old canal, but you can just see it's not that deep itself leading all the way down, but there's still evidence of it going all the way to that corner where the lock used to go right away up. If I go a little bit further to show you, there we go, there's evidence of one of the locks stretching all the way up. And that's the metro line going all the way to the top once more. Then if we walk a little bit more further up, check out this. And then this is what I really find cool about the branch, what I've seen on the photos on the internet, is this. So wow, we're standing right away on top of a lock, all filled in with soil. And you can just see evidence this was the lock, because right around the floor is the sides where the lock went all the way to the bottom, and we've got the side wallings right away here. One there, and also one right away there, where it went straight away up and led further down to that section, heading up to another flight of locks right away to the back. But I'm guessing this bridge itself really does have a bit of history to it, because look how old it is. I mean, just by the side there used to be a little tunnel section going right away in. I will go and show you that a bit closer up. But it's just so amazing, there's so much history down here, with the old coal areas right away to the bottom and the very old disused canal. Just so amazing. But I will get the old Ordnance Survey maps up to show you. But that used to go right away in, leading to the other side. So I will go to the other side and see if there's actually another one of these arches. Yeah, pretty much really strange. So there is like a little tunnel section coming right away in. But journeying further back, it comes to this section right away here. So I'm not too sure what that's for. Then we've got another back bit right away there. Possibly would say this dates to the 1800s maybe, telling by the very old brick once more again. But it's just really cool how the old train bridge crosses right away over the Bradley Branch Canal. Look at that. Wow, look how tall that is right away to the top. The new metro line going right away over. So yeah, I am pretty much really baffled on that, guys, really, right away here, because that goes really thin on the other side. So what is that? Because it did go right away in. But if I carefully show you a little bit more better, what I've just noticed, if you look there, that is a very old doorway system leading in. You can just see the top brickwork right away there and the modern brickwork where it's been filled in. But right away you can just see the little arch where it's all been filled in, modernised right away there. So what was that? So did the canal used to come from this bit where we're standing right away here and come underneath? Possibly could have done, but I don't get what that little arch is right away there. It is really baffling me now, because if we look at this gives us evidence the canal cut through this side instead. You can just see this is actually the towing path right away here. So I'm guessing that may be where the tow path used to be, onto that side coming all the way in. So did the tow path used to come out from this section here, sort of? Really don't know. Because if we just look at the floor, this is evidence the canal bent all the way around. So the section used to be there, so the lock used to fill up to this level, and the canal bent all the way around here, as we can just see, and that goes in a perfect straight line, ending at this section here, just right away here onto that corner. So the canal used to be about this width here to about that width there, going all the way through. So maybe the tow path for this little bit here used to be right away through there where that little arch is. Possibly could be right, I really don't know. It might take somebody else to identify what that is. But if you do know, then definitely drop that in the comments. I'm really interested to know what that little arch is for, because it was for something, because it wouldn't have been there otherwise. So what an amazing trip so far. We've seen things what we haven't seen before, where old loading wharves used to be, where old industry used to be as well. The canal leading all the way further up for the Bradley Branch, meeting to the locks, very old train bridge, and evidence where the canal bent even further around to lead to another basin. But the canal itself joins even further up. We've got some more very old bridges, and it keeps on going in a straight line where it becomes more derelict than the section what you've seen on this corner. So right, the Bradley Branch has come to an end for this section where we've got to cross over the road. I believe it might carry straight away on to the other side of the canal. We can just see right away to the bottom a very old bridge what's been bricked up right away here. The canal is really lost here. It's buried right away underground from where the very old bridge is, leading all the way down. So all of this has been all built upon the canal itself, and the canal used to go all the way that way to lead to the Wednesbury Loop right away to the bottom. But if I go down to show you, it's just all the land what you can see now. So just like a lap of canal, it's all been filled up. You can see right away in front, it's just a modern path leading all the way to the bottom. But you can just imagine the canal running all the way through here from where we are riding right away now on the path. So it used to go right away up and keep on going right away to the bottom. So we can see by the old Ordnance Survey maps for this section here, it goes all the way down the bottom, known as Bradley Locks. Comes all the way down to where old coal shafts used to be, and over the other side over there used to be Bradley Colliery. You even had Wednesbury Oak Works right to the bottom of the loop itself, and then it joins up all the way down to the Wednesbury Oak Loop, all the way back down to the BCN main line. So right, that's about it for the video today. I hope you've really enjoyed me coming all the way down to show you a section of the canal what I've never covered. So in the next part, when I do come down to this bit, we're going to come all the way down to the Wednesbury Oak Loop and then join back up to the section for where we're standing now. So see you soon. Thank you very much for watching Exploring the Black Country, and see you on the next one.